Hey, how you doing? Been a little while. I'm Francis McCarthy, your painter in residence here. Gonna do a little demo of some new colors. Some of them. I think mostly. Well, I pulled this up. Van Dyke Brown. Let's talk about it. That's not really Van Dyke Brown. They're calling it Van Dyke Brown, but any pigment you get. Can you see that? Like Gamblin has what is inside of it. I generally, as a rule of thumb, I think single pigment, single number pigments are best, not these amalgam. This is another we're going to try, a raw sienna. It's PBR7, really low, really basic earth pigment. Payne's gray we'll talk about another time. Mars black, that's a modern synthetic. That's PK11 and it's opaque. I'm interested in that. An opaque black. This Van Dyke Brown though, what do we got? We got on Wikipedia here. Right? That's over there. Also known as Cassio. Van Dyke Brown, also known as Cassio Earth, or Cologne Earth, is a dark brown color named after the painter Anthony Van Dyke. Color was originally made from peat or soil, and it's implied as both watercolor and oil paint. Today, the pigment is made by combining asphaltum-like black with iron oxide. This replicates the color of the original iron oxide earth found in Cassel and Cologne, Germany. So this is a mixture of, it's semi-transparent, by the way. It says bone black, that's ivory black. Iron oxide, PBK9 and PBR7. Interestingly, Mars black is an iron oxide, that's PBK11. So, you know, I don't go too deep with this stuff, but you should, if you like a color, you should definitely look for the code on it. And when you're looking at competing brands and maybe you get better prices, Gamblin's usually pretty good value, but you know, you can always find things around. Anyway, let's see what. I'll probably just cut a lot of this out, but just for giggles, it's that's what I like to do with a new pigment, right? And we don't want a superb brush. I don't even have any cheap brushes anymore, but we certainly, well, we do have cheap brushes, but we don't treat you like you're cheap. We treat you with a lot of respect. Yeah, this brush doesn't even look like it was clean good. It's a good candidate. Alright, get some oil. We're going to tint this board too. I think we're going to try the raw sienna. Since we just talked about Van Dyke Brown. So this is quite dark, straight from the tube. All right, some oil here. So I do two things. One, just thinner with oil. That's kind of cool. Might have some real uses for that. Yeah, that's exciting. And then I might also, like in a color like a brown, let's go ahead and get some yellow ochre. That's cool. It's a lot like that color Rich sent me, the green number from Williams. Oh no, that wasn't Williams. Old Holland, I think. Okay. Nice. That's Now, the other thing I might try, let's just wipe this off, because I like to see the full extent. This, to me, it give me the whole extent. I know I could use it almost at dark. This might be really cool to do some. I'm getting kind of excited about this. You know, I get excited about pigments. I've got a good chunk of it. That's so dark. It's really like a warm black. That's cool on its own. So the other thing we'll do, what's it like with white? It's really pretty. Yeah, just gray basically. Do white and so that gives me, whoa, I should have been zoomed in. So sorry. Well, there you go, though. Interesting. So, zoomed in. Let's just recap here. That's, whoa, I got, the brush is contaminated. Actually, that's a nice color there. You can see the color non-contaminated. I like to explore a new color like this. It gets my imagination engaged, you know, and some people that have watched the YouTube, like, yeah, I watch your channel, man. You're really, like, into sienna, man. So, yeah, alright. So there is 100%. It's still a little contaminated, but you get the idea. Then we brought in some ochre. It's pretty, really pretty, really pretty green. And then we know we could do a bunch of stuff. I wanted some browns that weren't like so reddish, and this is, you're gonna find a little spot in my palette for a little while, so we'll see. Anyway, that's Van Dyke, Van Dyke, Van Dyke. Let's do another one. Possibly we won't get any painting done today, but that's all right. That's all right. That was exciting. It's exciting. I have a painting all set up, but I don't know. It's all right. I've been doing board prep. That's a board I prepped. I prepped about 10, 12 boards. Got a bunch of little 5x7s here. Gonna do some messing around. Mars Black. I had a tube. I gave it away. I had a tube. I gave it away. Okay. Let's type that in old Wikipedia. That's a modern pigment. Yeah, I don't want the hip-hop artist. Iron oxide pigment developed in the early 20th century, also known as the name black iron oxide, magnetic oxide, pigment black, and ferrous oxide. It has no known health hazards, so you can eat this for breakfast, put it on a cracker. Considered non-toxic. It is more opaque and less toxic than other black pigments. Artist paint manufacturers have rated it as one of the most satisfactory black pigments for acrylic paints with regards to opacity, light, fastness, and permanence. It takes its name from Mars, the god of war and patron of iron. It is iron. Okay, cool. And let's decontaminate our brush a little. If you know me, you know I like me black. I got them all. I got them all. I used to be pretty focused when it came to black, just old ivory black. But you know me. All right, so we kind of just clean our brush. Let's get some. We know what it's gonna look like. Well, let's get some nice oil in there. That's cool. That's a nice black. Of course, the black, we're just gonna bring the smallest amount of white. More white. By the way, this is one of the best exercises you can do, just the old value scale. I don't get as tweaky as some guys. And so on. By the way, what can you do when you want to paint but you're like shot from the day at the office or whatever? You can do stuff like this. Right? Little value scales. I think I'm gonna just put this up on the channel for everybody, since I'm probably not gonna get any actual painting. One more. Can we do it? Yeah, of course we can do it. Where's black? Scale. Hey. So what else is good to do? Well, I don't have the hands yellow, but I have cat yellow. Getting into some of the other white that's inside the brush, because I'm again not a purist when it comes to this stuff. I'm all about just getting nice paintings. It's a nice green. Good. Red. Yep. It's black. What are you gonna do? You know? But nice black. This is the critical bit. This is just farting around. But maybe I'll title this piece End of Law and Order. All right, moving on. Moving on. I got to be moving like you, Mars Black. I'm gonna get you in my life real soon. Okay, this is the one I was most excited. Not that one. Payne's Gray, and we're gonna try it. That's another raw sienna. Hey, what's that? I don't even know raw sienna. Right? Let's look at raw sienna up against what I normally have. Not including that green I mixed 3 days ago that I'm never going to use. Where would I fit it in too? I'd put it... Lately I've had the Indian yellow on the palette. That has its uses, but it's very kicky if the color. There, what a basic color, eh? And I always thought, I don't need this, man. I could make that with some of my yellow ochre and some burnt sienna. A little bit of... How hard is he working to make it? I'm getting there, you know. But that's my logic. Yeah, I don't have it but no, we're gonna try it because look, it has, I don't know, every color has its own charms. Let's look it up. Let's talk about it. What are we? Raw sienna. See, I've had burnt sienna in my life forever. Raw sienna, I said, I don't need you. Yeah, I don't want the album. I just was hoping not to have to type. I don't know what album that is, copy. Just the pigment. Yeah, a yellow-brown pigment, sienna. Sienna is an earth pigment containing iron oxide and manganese oxide. It is natural state. It's yellowish brown. It's called raw sienna. Natural. That's the natural color right there. That's awesome. When heated, it becomes a reddish brown called burnt sienna. It takes its name from the city-state of Siena, where it was produced during the Renaissance. Along with ochre and umber, it's one of the first pigments to be used by humans. Hey, I'm one of those. And it's found in many cave paintings. Isn't that exciting? It's exciting. Let's take it for a ride, eh? You wanna take it for a color ride? Okay. Color ride, sienna time. We cleaned our brush, did we? Very good. Yeah, it's contaminated. I didn't use any soap or nothing. Also, this brush wasn't especially clean. I must have put it away dirty, which I'm really good about, so don't judge me. Alright, first things first, get some oil. Here's our friend raw sienna. Raw sienna. It's lovely. That's got a bit of oil, so it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I could just keep painting it. Oh, it's bringing more oil. So it's semi-transparent. It holds a lot of pigment in this. This is not a student grade. Also, the paper is just staining. So, anyway, back into the color. With brown, we got. I got this black on my palette. It's a little lamp black. It's not as red. Like that. Oh, how about smoker? Oh, and some white. We're going to squeeze it a little bit more. When you mix it with ochre, it's like they're very similar, which is one reason I haven't had it on the palette. See, ochre though. Yellow ochre. It's moving, it's distracting. It's very opaque. Super opaque. Okay. Anyway, that would tell us what ochre would do. But let's. We got some more out, so I can see what it does with the good old white. I like to start with the real good opaque. Interesting. It's a proper tan. For a lot of my tan stuff, I've been using the raw umber. You know, as an example. That's raw umber and white, which is very useful. I've had raw umber in my palette for 5 years or so now. I'm thinking another color I couldn't live without. Maybe this will be another one of those. I'll be one of these guys like, you know. I already have a lot of colors, but hey. I did limit my blues recently to just a phthalo, and I barely use blue unless I'm doing the blue painting. Anyway, raw sienna, ladies and gentlemen, please take a bow, take a bow. Take a bow. Raw sienna. Okay, just one more. You're getting bored, eh? Well, I can cut this up. I might cut this up. You'll see. I'd like to. Gamblin, why don't you sponsor me? I know I don't have enough subscribers. I think I have. I love all my subscribers. I think I have. However many people want to subscribe to me is enough. But if you were to send me all your colors, I would do this for each color. And that would be so much fun. I might even do it anyway. I keep thinking, there was, well, you know, I think I said in another video what sponsored this was, you know, a big sale on gambling that I couldn't take advantage of because the shipping was outrageous. Payne's gray. Yeah, someone on the channel was saying they like the Payne's gray. But to me, like this is, I looked at the constituents, it's another one of these mixtures. Bone black, synthetic iron oxide, PB29, PBK9, and PY42. This is a hybrid. Oh, ultramarine blue is number 1. So it's just a blue-black, right? Although I don't have ultramarine blue on my palette. Payne's gray is a dark blue-gray color used in painting. It can be used as a mixer in place of black. Since it is less intense than black, it is easier to get the right shade when using it as a mixer. That's a theory. But hey, we'll try it. Originally a mixture of iron blue, Prussian blue, which is one of the first synthetic colors, yellow ochre, and crimson lake. Payne's gray is now often a mixture of blue, ultramarine, or thylacrylene, and black, or of ultramarine and burnt sienna. Interesting. It's a dark blue. The color is named away at painted watercolors. Doesn't give us a real history, but hey, there it is. And so it's a, you know, it was always been a mixture. It's always been a mixture of blue and something else. In this case, Prussian blue and crimson lake. Well, let's squeeze them out. Wow, it's a blue. It's just blue. Come on. Okay. Oh, brush wasn't that clean. I know. If I was doing this right, I'd have a, I'd be willing to get 3 other brushes dirty, but see, look at everything in that brush. That's not good. Bad. Okay. I'm sorry, Payne's Gray. I meant to treat you with more respect. I know you're a hybrid, you're a mixed color, but it's ultramarine blue with black. Who are we kidding here? It's nice though. That's kind of like Prussian blue. Let's get some on the paper. Oh, that's pretty. It's very pretty. It's very rich. Probably go for days as far as thinning with oil. Let's try. Let's just thin with oil. That gives you kind of an idea of the watercolor. There we're just going through the paper. So nice. Let's do some more here. Let's get some with black. We know it'll just go black. Well, why not? Go black. Yeah, it's definitely cooling the blacks off. So if you needed that for a specific purpose, that would be cool. I'm going to start bringing some white into this. You're going to get a nice range of interesting. So the opacity is transparent. Yeah, interesting. Okay, totally transparent. So that's ultramarine blue and black. We could do a middle one. How about this? Like I say, these are always good practice. Because when you're painting, you're in the throes of the trying to get her done. Yeah. Yeah. Paint's great. Interesting. Be nice, maybe do some skies with it. Well, I'll do a whole painting based on it. Let's see. Well, what kind of greens do you make, Payne's Gray? I gotta get the white out of my brush. And for that matter. What kind of purple? There's more. Yeah. So that's transparency, bluish, blackish transparency meets CAD, master CAD red. That's pretty. Then we talked about some greens, huh? Yeah, so I could mix a zillion different colors using this as a dark. I can see where people would like it, especially with a non-traditional sort of palette. Well, even for a traditional palette, I mean, it would have use this because it's a gray. I could see using this as a good underpainting color, especially if you want to start cool underpainting and go to warm over the top. That can be real zingy. So anyway, let's And like I said, it's especially transparent color. Oil in that. It's pretty. It's a very pretty dark blue. Cad yellow. We know it's going to make a green. Yeah. Maybe that green would have its uses. I tend not to like greens made from blues. Just my thing. I like greens made from bone black would be better. But that would have its uses. Why not? Every color has its uses, just like every note in the scale. Nice. Here we go. Payne's Gray. This has been your painter in residence. Let's see. In case I break this up into smaller, I'm going to do this real quick. Hey, this is your painter in residence here. I'm Francis. We're going to break some colors into individual, or just going to explore them. That was really smooth. We're going to explore some colors here. So check it out. I'm going to probably break this into individual videos, so check it out. This will be Payne's Gray. And we're going to explore some other colors too.